Okay, we will call our April 20th, 2020 Committee of the Whole meeting to order. Todd, are you on? I just remember, Todd, this is your driving of the meeting.
Okay, got it. Yes, I am, and we will move forward. First item up is the adoption of the agenda. Is there a motion to approve or any changes to it?
Move to approve.
All right, we will go through and vote. Reverend Mack,
Yes.
Ms. Jeffrey,
Yes.
Ms. Coates,
Yes.
Kate,
Yes.
Reverend Collins,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Frazier,
Yes.
and Mr. Hollenshed. Okay, the next item up is the board action regarding policy BE. Is there a motion on that?
Move to approve.
Second.
Okay, going through Reverend Mack,
Yes.
Ms. Jeffrey,
Yes.
Ms. Coates,
Yes.
Ms. Darby,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Reverend Collins,
Yes.
Mr. Frazier,
Yes.
Mr. Hollenshed, and I vote yes. The next item up is public comments. Ms. Taylor, I'll turn it over to you.
Thank you. There's one public comment, and Ms. Darby has that comment, and she will share it.
Okay. So Erica, let me make sure I'm unmuted. Hold on. Sorry.
You are unmuted.
Okay. Do you want me to also read the statement that we have to go along with that?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. All right. Sorry.
Thank you.
Taking me just a second. Okay. So first, public comment. Due to the recommendations of medical and governmental officials after the outbreak of COVID-19, the board voted to suspend the public comment policy on March 23rd in an attempt to flatten the curve and abide by the recommended social distancing guidelines. The board, however, wanted to make sure that the public has a mechanism by which they could be heard prior to voting on matters involving the district, so we created a method by which the public could submit comments in writing via our website. The board also wanted to ensure that public comments are not dealing with emergent issues surrounding the educational process of our students, which would warrant immediate action by district officials, i.e. no internet coverage in the area. We should be addressing that on a daily basis. The comments, with those relevant to current agenda items being prioritized, will be provided to the board members prior to the start of the meeting for review before any vote is taken. The comments would be subject to FOIA, and we are happy to release copies pursuant to a FOIA request. So we all received an email, and the one public comment that we received, let me just get the right place, is it is from a Catherine Frizzell. The comment is on school choice. The comment is, this is regarding my child who was originally waitlisted as number 363, currently number 341 for Orange Grove Charter School. We live in the preferred attendance zone at 55 Shrewsbury Road. It has always been my understanding that the lottery system gives preference to children of staff first, then sibling, then attendance zone residents. There is an attendance zone map on the Orange Grove website that we confirmed prior to buying our home. There were also signs posted that you are in the zone, in quotes, around the time for school registration, which would imply there is a benefit to being in the zone. By this time, we've had time to speak with lots of people, and there are too many to list who do not live in the zone and are much further ahead on the wait list, and vice versa. There are people who literally live across the street who did not get in. I pray that you will rectify this situation to accommodate all of the people in the zone easily and quickly. I appreciate your time. Patrick and Catherine Frizzell. Done. That's it.
Okay,
That's
that's the end of it. Okay, the next item up is the District 10 middle school merger update.
My committee again.
Yes, turn it over to Ms. Jeffrey.
Thank you.
Ms.
Okay, who's,
Do you want us to start commenting?
yes.
All right. I will start and Jeff Baroe may chime in. The importance of this motion is that it does not change the board's decision to merge the D10 middle schools. Someone may need to mute. Thank you. It simply allows Principal Kevin Smith, Co-Principal Maite Porter, to work with Dr. Joe Williams and Anita Huggins and involve parent and teacher representatives in determining whether it is better to place the sixth graders at the C.E. Williams in portables, having some eighth graders go back and forth between the high school and the middle school next year, or whether once they've examined all the facts of the matter, it makes more sense for the sixth graders to be located for next year or a portion of next year at West Ashley Middle School. So the outcome of this motion is simply that it allows the principal, co-principal, and parent-teacher representatives an opportunity to weigh in on the decision of where to place the sixth graders. Nothing else changes.
Thank you. Any comments? Questions?
Yes.
Reverend Collins.
So I just want to understand, so the motion we're voting for, which I don't have written in front of me, but it's gonna allow the staff, the principals, to decide where to place the sixth graders, Dr. Postway?
Yes, sir. It gives the principals the opportunity to work with Dr. Joe Williams and district staff, as well as conferring with parent and teacher representatives, and then to make a final decision about whether to place the sixth graders on the new C.E. Williams this coming year, or whether the C.E. Williams sixth graders would be at West Ashley Middle School this coming year. Yes, sir.
So if that decision is made, where to place them for the coming school year, when will that decision be made, and how will the parents weigh in on that decision? And will it come back to the board?
There are a lot of discussions and plans in place. They can go either way at this point. I believe they could reach a decision by the end of this week.
Can I make a motion so then we have something to discuss?
A second.
All right, let me go ahead and just read the motion for everybody, if that's okay. I move that we merge the District 10 6th through 8th grades into one C.E. Williams Middle School as approved by the Board of Trustees on January 27th, 2020, with the understanding that the administration may locate 6th grade students on the current West Ashley Middle School campus for all or a portion of the 2020-21 school year if that is the most viable option.
Second.
Okay, so Dr. Postway?
I have a question.
Reverend Collins, can we go to Cindy and then I'll come back to you?
Well, I just have one more, then I'll be done.
Okay.
Well, so will the parents then have weigh-in before the final decision is made? Will it be included?
There are parent representatives who've been elected by the parents, either because they're the School Improvement Council chair, the PTA chair, or hold some other representative chair legitimately. There's no way we can get poll all the parents and still make the decision in a timely manner. The parents have had a way to have input through the committee that's been working on this for a while, Reverend Collins. So the idea is that the parent representatives who have been working with Dr. Williams, Ms. Porter, Dr. Kevin Smith, and Anita Huggins would continue to inform this decision.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Coates?
So if I'm correct, the motion before us is a committee of the whole motion, so it's not binding, and we will actually, as the board, make a formal vote at the next board meeting?
That's correct, and I believe if the board votes today to that you are inclined to do this, that by the time we meet next Monday, that committee that's been working can very likely tell you what it is they're recommending.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, are people ready to vote? Who's gonna? Am I supposed to call the vote?
Okay, I can do it for you.
Why don't you do it? Yeah.
All right, Cindy,
Yes.
Reverend Collins,
Yes.
Ms. Darby,
Yes.
Mr. Frazier,
Yes.
Mr. Garrett,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Hollenshed, Ms. Jeffries,
Yes,
and I vote yes.
the motion carries. B3B is waive one missed instructional day due to the Hurricane Dorian.
I move to approve.
Second.
Okay.
Okay, Ms.
Any
Coates?
comments or questions, or should we just vote?
Have to ask for comments or questions.
Any comments or questions? If there are none, Eric, can you do the vote?
Ms. Coates,
Yes.
Reverend Collins,
Yes.
Ms. Darby,
Yes.
Mr. Frazier,
Yes.
Mr. Garrett,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Ms. Jeffries,
Yes,
Mr. Hollenshed, and I vote yes. That motion carries.
thank you. And the last 3C is report card formats, K through 12.
So would you like a motion to be placed on the table first, or would you like a bit of explanation first?
I would like some explanation. I know what it is, but I'm not sure everyone else does.
All right. One of the things that has happened with the need to operate virtually is that we need to issue report cards from the district office rather than from each school. This motion, the recommended action, simply allows us to do that using a template that is appropriate for each of the different levels. In other words, a preschool report card template would be different from an elementary school. That would be different from high school report card template. Your policy technically says that we're to bring report cards to you, and although these are unusual times, and it probably would be fine to go ahead and issue, as we did with interim reports last week, we wanted to make sure that we came to the board and said that we are centralizing the process. Teachers are involved, principals involved, but we use the system that's in place to gather the grades. I should also say that it's our intent not to hurt any child who has been unable to complete assignments through this particular process, nor do we wish to lower grades if we can avoid it. We understand these are very, very unusual times. So we're trying to be just as compassionate about that as we can possibly be. But I should say that along with this technicality where we're asking you to allow us to issue the report card electronically from the district.
I move to approve the revised format. Second.
Second,
Okay,
are there any comments or questions?
I'm not quite sure that I understand.
Reverend Collins, go ahead.
I didn't quite understand. I couldn't hear all of it. You're saying we're going to electronic report cards?
Yes, rather than every school issuing their own report cards, and sometimes the format will vary a little bit from school to school. The principals have been in conversation with the district staff who are handling this in Carolyn Belcher's office with Buffy Roberts and others assisting, and the report cards would be issued from the district. If we find that there's a parent who cannot receive the report card electronically, we will mail the report card. We'll print and mail the report card. Yes, sir.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, there's a motion. Eric, can you take the vote, please?
yes. Ms. Coates, how do you vote?
Yes.
Reverend Collins,
Yes.
Ms. Darby,
Yes.
Mr. Frazier,
Yes.
Mr. Garrett,
Yes.
Ms. Green,
Yes.
Mr. Hollenshed, Ms. Jeffries,
Yes,
and I vote yes. That motion carries.
thank you. That's the end of that my committee.
Okay, the
The
next.
Strategic Education Committee.
All right, the next item up is the Audit and Finance Committee review information that was in your packet. Does anybody have any questions on it?
So, I have one question, please.
Yes.
When we go to vote on these items at the board meeting, will there be accompanying information about each action item? Like the background, the typical stuff, background and discussion information?
I'm going through on two screens and looking at it, and it's there.
Are we voting on this afternoon?
No, ma'am.
So what's on our action items right now is the list, contractual matters / lease extension. For our April 27th meeting, will we get a background discussion on what that actually is?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you.
The only thing we would like to discuss this afternoon is the final item, 19 update.
Does anybody else have any other questions? All right, hearing none, the fifth item on the agenda is the call for nominations, resolutions, and amendments from the State School Board Association. There is no action needed from us on that item. Am I right, Dr. Postlewaite?
That's correct, unless the board wishes to suggest resolutions or amendments. Mrs. Coates represents our area as the regional officer on the School Boards Association, so we don't have a nomination to make.
Okay. Any questions on that from anybody? All right, hearing none, the next item up is our upcoming meetings. We've got the special called meeting this afternoon, and then our next meeting will be next Monday. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved. So moved.
Second.
All right, all in favor? Aye.
Hi. Can I ask a quick question?
Yes, go ahead, Kate.
For the special called meeting, I know we have another invitation. Are we waiting? Is that at 4?
It says 3:50.
So do we go right into it, or do we wait on that?
It's 4 o'clock.
Yeah,
It says 4. It says
Yes.
our closing
This is
items.
the 350. It's a different.
yeah, we need to wait till 4.
Okay, roger that. Hearing no other comments, we are adjourned.
Thank you.
Thank you.